It seems Fox News does a piss poor job, or seemingly piss poor job, if indeed that was Brett Baer, that briefly talked about a DC lawsuit, DC suing the Proud Boys and Oath Keepers, linking them together, of course. Um, one from Fox News, Gavin McInnes, is the one that started the Proud Boys. Fox News started Proud Boys. And through the media, they have tainted the Proud Boy name to say it was a racist, really racist organization. Now, I looked into it a little bit and I had seen not that it was really a Christian organization from what I was presented to read about. That one, Gavin McInnes, is the one who started it, and it was uh, kind of like the defense of the opposition of a Black Lives Matter, that the other side would have a counterbalance, if you will, and foot soldiers, if you want to call it that. But I didn't really get into defending a Proud Boys because, of course, I don't believe that Gavin McInnes is a born again Christian, and I didn't believe that maybe he would lead that group in the Christian way. So I just, didn't really pay that much attention to it. Now, as they demonized the name Proud Boys, and many people accepted that demonization by the media for about the Proud Boys, they're linking now Oath Keepers to Proud Boys. The DC sues the Proud Boys and Oath Keepers, the Washington D.C. riots. That's what I'm getting in my news. Brett Baer mentioned it very briefly and went past it. Like it's not that big of a story. Now, I don't know as far as, I guess, Satan or evil in the world. If you don't believe in God and Satan, evil knows that I had a Bible called The Oath Keepers, right? It's about keeping your oath to God. So they evil in high places knew that oath keepers would spark my mind. And okay, oath keepers, that's about you honoring your word, right? You live in what you say you are, what you believe in. And so it grabbed my attention. I Wikipedia it, and of course, this is per Wikipedia. Oath Keepers is American far right anti government militia. Already stating the word or the name of Oath Keepers is an American far right. They often in Europe use far right to marginalize a group to say it's racist. So they're saying they're racist by saying they're far right. They use that with some groups in America in politics. They label them as far right. That means what they're calling is racist. An anti-government militia. Now, when they claim it's far right, I told you that piece. They're racist and anti-government militia. Now, they're not. I'll read on, but it's not claiming a certain case, right? In America, you're innocent or presumed innocent until proven guilty in a court of law, right? So the whole idea is them saying anti-government militia. Well, there's a number of different sides of government. There's the Obama government, there's the Trump government, the globalist government, the nationalist government, the constitutionalists, the liberals. There's all kinds of lenses of what the government is indeed is. So we go on, and whose members claim to be defending the Constitution of the United States. Well, isn't the government, in order for you to have a government job, a leadership role in government, don't you swear an oath to uphold the Constitution against enemies, foreign and domestic? You swear an oath to uphold the Constitution. Now, on this Wikipedia, per Wikipedia, whose members claim to be defending the Constitution of the United States. So you guys are on the same side? That's leader's job, is to defend the Constitution. It, they're saying they're claiming but not defending the Constitution. It encourages members to disobey orders which they believe would violate the U.S. Constitution. Now, as they claim, they give this group a negative view for people in this Wikipedia story. They're not giving an instance of saying, okay, this is one of the issues they claim is constitutional that they protect, which the current government does not. And this is why they're wrong, because it's not constitutional, blah, 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 right? They don't do that. They label them far-right racist. They label them anti-government, which is they're in treason. They should die. They're not doing news correctly. I don't know that it doesn't say anything about here. You read this whole Wikipedia, I'll probably go through it, but it states no court case where the Oath Keepers have been brought to court and found guilty of terrorism, found guilty of being anti-constitutional against the Constitution, because, of course, that is what government stands for, right? We're a republic. Are we Obama government? We're at the fundamental change of America, which is a republic, a representative, democratic, constitutional republic. A republic is a nation on law. It's built on law, which is the Constitution. If we're not a direct democracy, as all the people vote on every single issue, that would be it'd be tireless. We'd vote after vote after vote after vote on everything. So instead of being a pure democracy, there's not one. We have a representative where we vote in a rep to make the decisions for us. And we're a nation, a republic that's built on law, the Constitution. So these people, I guess they're claiming, these old people are saying, we are defenders of the Constitution and you guys are violating the Constitution. I can think of many ways they violate the Constitution, the current government. Free speech online. Just because you pick up a silicone chip, some sand in your hand, that doesn't mean your constitutional rights fall away. You can't legalistically say, well, it's a private company. They can't give you free speech. It's a private company. They can't give you privacy. It's a private company. They don't have to give you the right to assemble. Like, I go on Facebook and I want to start a group, a religious group, and they say, no, we're not going to let it happen. That's unconstitutional. You can't pharisaitically say, well, it's a private company. They can rob you of your constitutional rights. Now we go on. Research of the membership and determined that 2/3 of the Oath Keepers are former military and law enforcement. 2/3. 2/3 of a group is military law. Well, what's wrong with that? They're military and law enforcement. Don't we honor those in the military, law enforcement? Don't they have hard jobs? You know, risking their life day to day for Americans? And 1/10 are active duty military and law enforcement. Most research determines the Oath Keeper membership to be approximately 5,000 members, while leaked data shows that Oath Keeper roster claiming members of 38,000. Several organizations that monitor U.S. domestic terrorism and hate groups describe the group as extremist or radical. Now look, one man's terrorist group is another man's freedom fighter. If you look at Muslims in America, I would think of a lot of Muslim groups, if not all Muslims, back Hamas. Hamas is a terrorist group that is hell-bent on stealing away the Jewish land from the Jews. If you're a Christian, you should believe the Bible that God gave the land to Abraham's seed. Either it be in your faith, being a Jew or the born again Christian. Born again Christian is acceptable faith that we are the heirs of, we're Abraham's seed, the children of faith. That's an acceptable faith conclusion. But now, as far as Ishmael's seed taking over Isaac's land is wrong. And Muslims, I could consider them a terrorist group because they back Hamas. But they're welcoming, come on over the Mexican-American border, come on in Islam, come on in, which they are against the republic, what was built on the Bible, the republic, which stands for the law of God. Thou shalt not kill, thou shalt not steal. That's where republic came from. The laws of God. Christian founding fathers that wrote on the Constitution, a founding father document that America is built on. The Constitution in the year of our Lord, saying that Jesus is Lord. In the Declaration of Independence, God is stated 6 or 7 times. They're not talking about Muhammad's Allah. They're not talking about Hare Krishna. They're not talking about other gods or the Baphomet pedophile monument in Arkansas in the state capitol. They're not talking about that. They're talking about Jesus as Lord in America. Now, they equate the Oath Keepers as a domestic terrorism and hate group. It's on here on Wikipedia. I know nothing about Oath Keepers but what they want to brainwash me to believe. They have no real argument against them. It's just conspiracy. They're a conspiracy theorists. They're anti-government. They're far right. Well, that tells me nothing. So you labeled them that. Where is the issue that you can righteously point a finger and say you're unethical or unmoral? They just label, well, they're anti-government. And shouldn't we really be tired of a government putting labels on us and therefore treating us like trash?